Mark Howard, Russell, all the legends, Kenny Wheaton, Bob Boyd, when we were meeting those guys when we were kids.
Yep.
Now the next generation, the guys behind us are meeting their heroes, and hey, that's a pretty special thing. But to see that happen and to see the camaraderie of the sport, it just kind of makes you feel good.
Yeah.
I think it's actually bringing the kid out and the drivers also, because they, they have fun, they race or whatever like that, but they do all their commentary and stuff back there in the pits with everybody else. They don't get to see, of course, the stand side, and the stands don't get to see driver side. Now it's bringing these guys back together, what it was when Bill Arnold and Claire Arnold and all those guys, and for up here at Sunset Speedway, it's a good environment to bring the fans back into this racing.
It is not hard to bring the kid out of a race car
Right?
driver.
No, they once it gets started, boy, it's a competitive thing. They want to get you right when you get to the track and go, hey, I'm available, and that's what we want. And so I'm going to throw that out to any of the drivers at Sunset or Willamette. If you see me at the track, grab me right off the bat. We want to start getting the meet and greets. Come out, you have some downtime. Come up there, sign these shirts. Not all the kids get to go out there when we do the Trophy Dash thing. A lot of them get somewhat wore out during the racing season. They don't get to make it out there at night.
Right.
And so, we want them to come up there and hang out 10, 15 minutes, sign a few autographs. I mean, you never know. That could be your next potential sponsor. You never know where these kids are getting their money these days.
That's right.
So,
we had, we had, like I said, we had several drivers come up just because we had a little bit of downtime, come up, talk to their families, all that. I got to have a great interview with a very fast young man, just in case, in the 18 car, we got to,
Scratch.
Got to go up there, and we're in, along the front stretch, and, his family, of course, is up there, and I grabbed him. I said, hey, I got the mic, and I said, hey, check this out. I said, let's talk about what your performance is tonight. Let's talk about what happened, last week and stuff with you, and so on and so forth. You had some issues, and he's a very, very talented young man. Had a little bit of issues and stuff this week, and we'll get into it. But a very, very talented young man that he is. But he's another one, because he's so young. He still has that aspect, but he has that driver mentality. Like, he appreciates his fans. He appreciates everybody that helps him out, regardless age, difference, whatever. And that to me is cool.
Yeah, the impact that they have on these kids' lives.
Exactly.
Just, I'm not kidding you. I leave there every day. I bet when we're done with the end of the season, I could write a book. And I'll tell you why. I mean, I have some stories that I'd like to tell you.
Chapter
guys.
6, if that's okay.
Right.
I don't want to be at the beginning and not at the end. Just chapter 6. At
You're
least
going
a
to have
good
to
paragraph.
be more than one chapter.
Oh man.
There's some good stories out there. A lot of them we
is.
don't share via Facebook. There's some good stories being told, and the interaction with the driver and the kids.
And that's the most important thing, really, at the track. I mean, we're there to race, we're there to be competitive, have a good time, but you're making a positive impact on these young people's lives, and there's nothing better you can do than that right there.
Remember, race fans, we're talking right now with Paul Moses from High Octane Diecast. Give us a call. We're not taking calls and stuff as of yet, but take down a note, grab your pen and paper.
503-991-2838. That's the Moxie line here in the studio.
Line. Emails go to the Moxie, Moxie email page. That's moxiemedia2016@gmail.com. Or you can sit there and on our Spreaker app, you can sit there and, text us on there, ask questions. If you guys have questions, comments, whatever, when the phone lines open up, make sure you guys give us a call. Tonight is your guys' night. Tonight is appreciation for the drivers and the fans. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about the racetrack.
We'll recap what happened during the week. We're just kind of we're just kind of hanging out and talking racing tonight. This is a
very smooth.
It's just
the
relaxed.
Heat's gone down a little bit. We're not as stressed out.
It's good. It's good.
We have been asking people, how we sound. We're sounding okay so far. So
again, that number is 503-991-2838 for those of you guys that are listening live. You want to give us a call? Don't hesitate. We'll let you know when the phone lines are open, and we'll talk with you guys. We'll take questions. We'll answer questions. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about as long as it's racing related.
Right? Yeah, we don't want to hear about your bunions on your left toe.
So,
I got an email.
But
I got an email asking.
Here shortly, we're gonna go live streaming. If you guys want to watch, and we're gonna make sure that everybody understands this is a true, honest drawing. We're gonna stream live on Moxie Media Promotions, the drawing for the World of Outlaw tickets, courtesy of High Octane Diecast and Junior Dirt Slingers Kids Club. Very cool deal. But somebody is getting 2 free tickets with pit passes to the World of Outlaws at Willamette Speedway this season. Very cool deal. Again, Paul, we want to say thank you for that. Also coming up at Willamette Speedway, or not Willamette, but Sunset, a big deal. Ken Schrader's coming to the house, and Paul, you've got another deal you're doing with Ken Schrader as well, and let's kind of throw that out there for the Sunset fans.
So, I think it was Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
Is when it all started. We have a helmet from that all the drivers who participated that weekend have signed.
We had we had over 108 drivers on the first day, 112 drivers the second day.
There is a lot of signatures on this helmet. We will post a picture, what it looks like now. We're going to wait till after Speed Week. We'd love to get Ken Schrader's autograph on that. I kept the visor covered, and you'll see the helmet. It's driven. It's a small adult helmet. So I had this drivers ask me, "How big is that helmet?" I could see where they were going.
And it's ODOT approved. It's not Snell approved. It's ODOT approved, correct?
It's ODOT approved.
Correct.
So you're not. It's a motorcycle helmet, but I mean, not for automotive racing use.
Right. So whatever you do, clear coat it, put it on the mantle. This is going to be a very huge collector's piece. It's going to be something to memorialize and stuff that you can go back and you can look at it. No purchase necessary, just a ticket, right?
Right.
We got a sneak peek of these helmets tonight, and
I got a sneak peek when he first came out.
I got my first sneak peek tonight, and there's not much room left on either one of these helmets for signatures. I mean, it's full, and it's the top drivers in the Northwest.
Yeah, and not just that. We plan on getting Ken Schrader when we're at Sunset, and there is a lot of talent coming in here for Speed Week that we plan on getting a lot of those guys to sign this too. I mean, the value of this helmet, to me, priceless.
You can't put a price on something like that. You can't.
What we'll see is these kids who come to the track and win these bikes. I bet we're going to see him riding down the road with that helmet on with his new bike. And the dad's probably going to be pulling his hair out.
The cool thing about it too is that this is when we started when Corey started Moxie, it was to bring back to the fans. It was to bring back just news related and stuff. And now realistically in the last 6, 7, 8 months, this thing has blown up. Paul Octane Diecast now, Junior Dirt Slingers, Willamette Speedway, Sunset Speedway,
Santa Maria Speedway,
Mike
sponsorship.
Patterson.
Yeah, Mike Patterson.
I mean, that man, I'll tell you what, had a chance. I know Mike's listening. Dude is the coolest dude. He sounds he knows his stuff when it comes down there. I haven't yet personally met him. Hopefully we're going to go down and we're going to
the Bud Nationals, October.
But that's another Moxie guy, that's came on board and is part of the crew. It's realistically to me,
he's doing some good things in California.
Yeah, he
Moxie.
is.
I'll tell you guys, I'm proud to have you guys, as part of this deal because
we're proud that you actually started this.
The passion though that there's a reason I have the people working here that are doing this is because of the passion. It's guys like Josh. People they say, man, Josh has got so much enthusiasm and he gets everybody so excited, and that's what we need.
And sometimes
that's
I
what
change
Mike
people's
does.
first names. Mr. Frisbee.
That's okay, you just got to quit drinking when you're in the booth.
Oh my God, 4 rock stars at once just was not good. I was excited to watch them. I was like, Ken's out there and Chris is out there.
But the cool thing about it is, that's what Moxie was started for. It was because all these people at the racetrack asking me questions. Hey, Corey, what about this? What about that? Who's doing that? It's like, man. So I just kind of said, you know what? Let's just kind of start something. Let's get a news page going dedicated to the Northwest.
Right.
And, kind of bring that information to the fans, and it's worked. And it's working with you guys, with Junior Dirt Slingers, and it's working with Northwest Trucking Academy. They're getting people signing up just because, people that are in racing that went through, heard the broadcast or have seen the post on Moxie Media and Promotions. So it's doing good things. Now, we're not making $1 million right now, but maybe someday we might change that. But, I'd be glad to make $1 at this point. But, that's not what it's about. It's about bringing the news to the fans that want to know what's going on. And given our positions, we're the guys to do that.
Well, the cool thing about it, too, is that with all of that said, I had a thought in my head that it's just, you think about, you look around, the Spreaker deal. How many people now listen? How many people that we don't even personally know, California, France, 4 or 5 in Japan,
Wyoming, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Florida.
When we first started, we had 1,100 people listening, and that's, sporadic. We had probably 102 listen, during the night or whatever. Now we're having close to 1,700 to 2,000 listeners each broadcast, and it's just growing bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well,
We've
that's
had
live listeners now.
That's
throughout
live
the week,
listeners.
From
it's
when we go off
huge.
the air to when we go on the air next week. It's typically ranging 14 to 18,000 listeners.
Thousands.
So, that's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, I mean, if you could see it on our side, the admin side, when it comes to the Moxie page, and see how many people have clicked on, on our, our or not our podcast, but our broadcast or whatever, live streaming or whatever the case is, it just explodes when it comes to how many people have watched this and viewed it, or how many people are watching it right now. It's into the thousands, which it used to only be hundreds. Now it's into the thousands. The reader bar doesn't even go past the 1,000, but it still counts on it. And not trying to, toot our own horn, but this isn't for us. This is for you guys. This is for you racers. This is for the crew guys. This is for the
racing
racetracks.
Community.
Absolutely. And we appreciate so much Paul, everybody.
Mike Trickle. Mike Trickle's listening.
Right?
Buddy Mike.
He just texted in. He says, hey. He says, don't put me on blast again, Corey.
Yeah, I called him out last week at Willamette.
Well, Mike Trickle is now a crew member for the 88 team. And
crew chief.
Well, we're just going to call him a crew guy. I'm not sure how much chiefing he does, because you don't chief Kevin Roberts.
I don't know. I think Mike tells Kevin what to do.
Really? He's got power like that?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
He does not have any power like that at all.
Mike, hey, we love you, man. Listen, I've known this kid literally his whole life. Well, since he's been 6 or 7 years old.
Well, he's only 12 now, isn't he?
I think he's kicking 13. I think he's into the 13-year age. I mean,
actually, we had to turn him down. He was over 12, so he couldn't be in the club.
Oh, no more Junior Durslinger for
him trying to join does not surprise me.
And I race, race go-karts and stuff with his dad.
We've banged doors with Mike on the track.
Right?
And he's fun. He gets a little rowdy, but
Hey, rubber side down and the high side up.
I'll tell you what, at Salem Speedway, Mike and I, we've met on the racetrack a couple times, and it's fun. He's always one of those guys who's good to race
Mike is literally, I don't know if realistic, he's a mix of a lot of people. He's hillbilly, he's skater, he's rebel.
He's Trickle. Have you met his dad? His dad.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about some cool dudes. I'll tell you the best race I've ever had in a kart, and this goes back to the old Portland Speedway, was with Chris. And Chris and I started in the last row, and we made our way through traffic and got to the lead. And that track, I mean, we're talking you were there, super dry slick. And Mike and I, it was a 25 lap feature. We went from the last row, 7 rows deep. We started 14 cars that night, and we went from the back to the front, and we went side by side for 20 laps, and not once did we make any contact. And I'll bet you in those 20 laps, we swapped the lead probably, all realistically, 45 times.
That's awesome.
Now at the line, I'm not too sure. I think I won that race, but it was so close. Jeff Morrison gave the win to Chris.
Jeff,
he gave the win to Chris. But I'll tell you what, it's the best second place.
Well, you do realize why he gave it to him, right? Is because his dad's ready.
Well,
Jeff and his dad. I think Chris had a little bit of tie. There's maybe a couple bucks involved with it. And,
I think Chris paid him off. I think that race was bought.
Yeah, the hush money.
Drove by in lap 19, whenever he was wearing back then, and dropped a 50 on him or something.
That's awesome.
It was an awesome race, and same with Mike. You can go out there and bang doors with him, and have a lot of fun.
He loves banging doors. I mean, he
likes to use the bumper.
What you give him, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he's he is definitely one of those talented drivers that have came up through the ranks.
Well, he's going cage kart racing now.
Oh God.
So he's going. Yeah.
Hold on. With a cage now? We thought he was crazy then.
Yeah, Mike with a cage. I am not
and
me.
a wing.
Yeah,
whoever sponsors his wing is just
Ron Starr's gonna be selling a lot of wings with Mike.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Ron, are you listening?
Are you listening, Ron? Get ready.
Get ready because Mike Trickle.
You better have 5 in stock right now.
We love you, Mike. All kidding aside, and Mike loved it. I mean, he's a great sport and stuff. But let's get back to what we were really talking about, and that's what Paul's doing here.
Well, yeah, when do you want to do this World of Outlaw drawing? Because we can go live on Moxie, we can get this ticket out, and we can. I know you're on a tight schedule tonight. You've got it before 4:30. You're working all day and rush to get here on time, and we want to respect that.
Let me run through a few things. Without these people, it's not possible. We are over 300 members for the Junior Dirt Slinger.
Very, very cool.
That's in about a month and a half, 2 months. I want to give a special thanks to Casey at Sunset. She's my sidekick up there.
Right.
Samantha, Luke, Jacob, Jerry Fonfera, Doc's Photos. Again, we need to get those drivers involved. So via Facebook, whatever you need to do, get a hold of me. We want to start lining people up, both at Sunset and at Willamette.